Hey everyone, we have Zach Oat here from Diamond Select Toys. He's going to be talking to us about a range of licenses today. Uh, you've seen us covering a lot of their products from Indiana Jones to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to Godzilla. We've been doing mini mates, we've been doing gallery dioramas, and everything in between. So this is our chance to ask some of your burning questions on where the lines are going. So Zach, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
All right. Well, I'll get right into it. One thing I've noticed people really love is the Indiana Jones line from Diamond Select Toys. The Indie Jumbo in the map room did huge. I mean, that thing sold out almost immediately. People absolutely love that thing. Biggest question is, are there plans to do more play sets in that Jumbo line, like the Well of Souls or the Marketplace or something, and include them with different characters?
That'd be very cool. I think we'll see how well the Jumbo single release does in the blister, and that'll probably dictate whether we do more in that Indiana Jones Jumbo line. I think I'm willing to bet they've got a couple more designed. I don't know what's in the pipeline to be released, but the rest of the line's doing great. We just started rolling out the rest of it, the non-Jumbo stuff. So yeah, the gallery dioramas and the busts and everything. So fingers crossed on more Jumbos. I love the Jumbos.
It's a good choice of words, rolling out, because I think the first gallery diorama was that boulder.
Yes. Yeah. I wish there was a boulder, but the boulder probably would have tripled the price of the actual diorama. But no, him escaping the temple escape diorama, the temple the bridge. The bridge diorama, escape diorama, and the L3D Legends in Three Dimensions half scale bust. Those both shipped. Those last two both shipped this week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the only things that are left are the Premier Collection statue, the Treasures one where he's got the interchangeable hands.
Yes.
The Dr. Henry Jones Sr. bust, and the Temple of Doom movie poster Premier Collection statue, which is a little bit farther off. We solicited that one a few months after that. So they're all upcoming.
Was there any, how did you get the, I think there's specific carvings along the background on that movie poster on that pillar. Was that based on the movie poster, or did you guys get some other film scans, or do you know how you did that?
I'm not sure. I'd have to talk to the sculptor about it, whether we had additional reference that was not present, or if he just extrapolated. He may have just extrapolated. We've got a lot of pretty talented sculptors. I want to say that might have been a Rocco Tardamella piece, but I'm not 100% sure about that.
Okay. So we love mini mates. Curious about Indiana Jones mini mates. Is that a thing? Is that something you want to do?
Oh, of course, it's something I want to do. I love mini mates. So I would love to see Indiana Jones mini mates. I don't think it's currently in the works. I'm not sure how that plays with master toy licensees, whoever is currently handling Indiana Jones toys, which I imagine would be Hasbro. It might be problematic to work in action figures of even a small size in our license, but if we can figure out a way to do it, we'll do it. So fingers crossed that happens someday. I know it's not the only license people would like to see made into mini mates.
Maybe we'll get a boulder with the mini mates.
Yes, or just find a boulder around your house.
Definitely. Okay, so something we've been seeing building up in more mediums has been the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. We've for years, I think what you've had was mini mates basically in that line, and now we started getting the gallery dioramas. We had the Last Ronin, and now we had that amazing 4-piece set of the Turtles. I believe is based on their comic book look. And just kind of curious, are we going to see the Turtles come out in other mediums, such as minibus or Milestone or Premier Collection statues? And are we going to get more Last Ronin in any of these mediums as well?
We've talked about more Last Ronin stuff. There are some possibilities that we can do there. Other mediums, I'm not sure if they're still going ahead. We have talked about busts for Turtles. I don't know about higher end statues. I think that is something we'd visit after we rolled out all the 4 of the gallery dioramas. We're just about to solicit Donatello, I think. Or maybe we just did. But he's going to be the last one. He'll probably roll out in the spring. And we've talked about other characters for that line as well, the PVC diorama line. I'd love to see new characters. Splinter, Casey, Shredder. I'd love to see that, but we'll see how it goes.
And I'll just pose this question: TMNT selects, is that something that is possible?
I think the current number of people making TMNT action figures is only second only to the number of people making He-Man action figures. So I think that's probably not going to happen at this time. But I think we do a great job with them. So maybe down the road.
It's funny that you brought up He-Man because there is a TMNT He-Man crossover series launching next year. So
yeah, that's what made me think of it, because those are Playmates, right? And Playmates is doing those. Yeah, so you got the Playmates line, you got the Super 7 line, you got the NECA line, you got
I think it's
Nickelodeon,
the holder of the license, Nickelodeon, and then they license it out to Playmates and NECA and all those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why there's so many.
Yeah, so there's at least 3 companies making it, and there's at least 3 making He-Man toys now. So it's a very crowded marketplace. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it definitely is. Okay, so XMen 97 launching soon. Everyone's excited that the cartoon is coming back. So we've seen a line of animated minibus from Diamond Select Toys, and there's just questions about, are we going to see more like gallery dioramas, or maybe can they work their way into the Marvel Selects as an animated X-Men character?
We're always looking to do more X-Men in the Select line. Starting there, Archangel is coming up next, and we've definitely talked about other X-Men that could make it into that line. Although I think most of the core X-Men, aside from possibly Bishop, have been done as selects. But we've talked about doing new versions of some of the X-Men as well. So we'll see how all that shakes out. As far as busts go, we do have more X-Men cartoon design-based busts coming up. I'll go out on a limb and say that one of the next ones we're going to do is Morph. So he's coming up. But as far as basing them on the new X-Men 97, that hasn't really, I don't think that's really been discussed. But if more characters get introduced, that's possible. Or there's new looks for some of the characters. I still don't think we've done Bishop in that line either. So he's a big gaping hole that we have to cover in both lines. Gallery dioramas. I don't know if we'd go into animated style for those. It's possible. But we do have a line of 90s comic style X-Men that we're rolling out now. We just released Rogue and Gambit. We've got Cyclops, Magneto, Omega Red coming up, and we're just about to unveil Wolverine, which is the 90s style Wolverine, which should be very cool. So 90s X-Men are never far from our hearts and minds. So we even have some mini-mates in the works that we hope to eventually roll out, 90s X-Men mini-mates.
I think Morph is a safe bet to say is the next bus, because even if it's not, you can still say it's Morph.
They're all Morph.
They're all
Morph so far.
Okay, so next year is a 40th anniversary for Ghostbusters, and everyone is kind of curious, or at least Ghostbusters fans are curious. Is Diamond Select have any plans for either next year or in the future with Ghostbusters?
As far as I know, not currently. I don't know what the status of the license is, but as far as I know, we're not currently holding a license for Ghostbusters. So if that changes in the future, we'll let everybody know. And we have talked about other products that we could do to build onto what's come before, categories we haven't done for Ghostbusters yet. I know everybody wants to go back and make more real Ghostbusters action figures. We'd love to do that as well. They did great for us. They came out on the tail end of our license, I believe. So it's more is possible, but I think right now it's not currently in the works.
A jumbo real Ghostbusters would be amazing. Just getting the 4 guys.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
No, a jumbo carded real Ghostbuster would be very cool. And then, because then the glow-in-the-dark variants just rolled out after that.
I would love to see how you guys engineer the proton packs with that long beam attached to it and make it function on the.
Yeah, they might not fit in. We have to truncate the beams or something.
Yeah. Okay. G.I. Joe, everything is going amazing. The Mini-Mates line, the gallery dioramas are killer. They're great. Can't wait to see that Colton one as well. Just kind of a question on are other mediums being considered, like Premier Collection or maybe even Minibus, based on the cartoon looks?
We did a long line of minibus back in the day, before my time at Diamond. I want to say it was probably in the 2000s. I don't know if it's something we'd revisit. We've been doing the Legends in 3D busts. We've done Storm Shadow, Destro, Prophet Director Destro, and Snake Eyes. so far. More are possible. I'm surprised we didn't do a Cobra Commander like right off the bat, but that'd be great. But more gallery dioramas. I'm not sure. We did have at least one more gallery diorama in the pipeline that we did not release. So I'm not sure if that one is going to be coming back, but I think it is at some point. I don't know for sure.
Okay. Moving on to Godzilla, he's sort of had a resurgence lately. He had the Godzilla -1. He's had the Monarch series on Apple, and then of course the trailer just came out for Godzilla and Kong 2. So just curious where the license is on that. Haven't seen Godzilla in a little bit. I think he did a couple gallery dioramas, and then a 3D bust was the last couple products, and that was maybe a year or two ago.
It's been a little while. We did 2 L3D busts, 62 and 64, and we did 4 gallery dioramas, 2 from 91 and 2 from 93. And those both formed 2 separate poster images. And then we've started talking about, I think we are in the design stage for the next gallery diorama set of 2. And I think we're also in the design stage for the next iteration of Godzilla for Legends in 3D. As well as one of his villains. So we definitely have Godzilla in the works. There was a little bit of a break in there. I'm not sure what the reason for that was, but we're obviously we were in the works even before Godzilla -1 started blowing up the box office. So they're moving along.
Now, does your license allow you to do the more modern movies based on the MonsterVerse, or are these all the older Toho Godzilla films?
Yeah, ours is a Toho license, so none of the MonsterVerse stuff. I'm not even sure how much our license includes from the new, like Godzilla -1. I'm not sure if Godzilla -1 is part of our license. Probably not. But classic Godzilla, we have a range of characters that we're allowed to do product based on, and so any new characters you saw would be from a hand-picked list that is available to us.
Great. So Cobra Kai, we just got Wave 2, featuring some pretty interesting characters, sort of expanding out the world beyond just Daniel and Johnny. What are the thoughts on Wave 3, or maybe in between characters, like we've gotten some different versions as exclusives or whatnot?
I think we're both still out on whether on how well series 2 did. But if it does well in the long run, then series 3 is possible, as well as some more VHS exclusives. We did the 2 VHS figures of Johnny and Daniel, and we did the box set of them in their classic outfits, the 2-time champions All Valley set. So more is possible, but I think right now we're taking a wait and see. When Series 5 comes back, maybe there'll be a little bit of a resurgence, and we can get some more product out there.
Great. Yes, I know people want to see more of the kid characters in there as well in the line. So last question, and I always ask this question, is the future of NBX. Are we still looking at that? What is it going to be? Wave 11? I know that was talked about at Comic-Con, and it was talked about at the show before that. It's always discussed, and just curious, like, how much closer are we to that being a reality? And Wave 11 would be potential background characters like the Gatekeeper and Death and Frankenstein and stuff like that.
Yes, to the 2D drawings are done as far as I know. I think the line plan is locked for Series 11. So hopefully you'll see those solicited in the next couple of months. I'm not sure what the turnaround time is. Luckily, there's no likeness approval on this line, so that takes out one big hurdle that we have to overcome. But once we get the sculpts approved, we can go to paint, and then we'll have them in previews catalog. Probably, we want to get them in sooner rather than later, so we can get them out for holiday. So we'll probably have them out by spring in the catalog, and then we'll have them in stores hopefully by end of the year.
Great. And I think
that's the plan. That's the plan right now.
It's always the plan. Let's hope it goes that way. The other question I have is about that Jack set that got canceled, and this was the Jack with the hanging tree and the gift tables. Is that, I'm assuming that's tooled. Is that possible that we might see some version of that, or some of the accessories that you did, like the the mouse with the little party hat and the train and those little smaller parts that you guys tooled out that we never saw before in any other was not included with any characters before. Can we still get those or that set in its entirety?
It's possible you might see some of those folded into Series 11. I don't know if we're going to revisit the entire set with the hanging tree and Jack and the tables. I don't know. I'm trying to remember when we gathered orders for that, but at this point, it's probably been a couple of years. So I'm willing to bet that is probably I won't say the last time. Don't quote me on that, but that set might be no more. But hopefully, the parts that are tooled will find their way into Series 11.
Great, that would be great. Love that mouse. Well, that's really surprising news to hear that that line is progressing and that we're gonna see some updates on that soon. So we're all looking forward to that. Hopefully, we'll get it in time for Christmas.
That'd be great.
Great timing. I think I just read today that Nightmare Before Christmas was inducted into the National Film Archive at the Library of Congress.
That's
and it will be shown on 21 December at the Library of Congress. So if you want a free screening of the movie.
Excellent.
Nice
I used to, when I would spend a summer in Washington, D.C., I would go to the Library of Congress all the time and just sit up in their little tiny screen room and watch movies. So that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions we had, of course. If anyone has more questions, you could submit them to just Ask DST, and you could read all about it on their blog. They do respond to those quite frequently. So, Zach, again, thank you for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
All right. Well, you take care, CTR. Like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you guys next time.